huge pleasure and privilege to have you here. Thank you for sitting together with me today as we go for this. Thank you. Good morning. Russ, in my very, very chapter, saying, excuse me, the chapter of the VOA. My husband and I, my friends, you, she, my husband, we're supportive of students. I can't tell you the joy that he was making. He would take that 3.5 hour drive to where I was in prison. Spend all day. Her husband, you don't talk much about his age, he's in his 70s. And to take that drive, spend the time to spend several days. I can't thank you enough. Thank you for being during that time. Yes, I really have to say. Ladies and gentlemen, what a difference a year makes. A year ago, this month, I completed my prison sentence in Morgantown, FCI, and Morgantown, FCI. A year ago this month, I boarded a Greyhound bus and returned to work. I birth certificate. And a year ago this month, I began my hearing of a 6-month resident, Volunteers for America, residential detention center, Massachusetts. It is because of that experience that I have a special appreciation of the construction of this new facility, the expanded number of beds, the whole house, and how much it means to the incarcerated men and women returning to Maryland from other states. I was very fortunate. Not all incarcerated people will have the opportunity to spend the end of their sentence in a community facility. There are only 2 in Maryland. The second, and Rockville, has fewer beds than the facility across the street. Many in prison will stay there merely because bed space does not exist in America. Many have to be released directly from the streets. No transition time, try to get a job, driver's license, or simply time just to get their bearings away from prison routines. And I assure you, the life in prison is a very different one. I served a 63-month prison sentence, and I was considered a short time among my fellow inmates. I'm older, better educated, and have more support than the average inmate. But I know the essential benefits I received during my time in the VOA detention center. With this new expanded facility, VOA will be able to offer more simple programming, budget, healthy lifestyle, and employment services. From the perspective of them, the journey here starts about 2 years out from the end of the sentence. There have been many changes in capacity of the federal section. The most important change is that the power to recommend the amount of reentry time, or halfway time as we call it, what you receive is now vested in this account. Together with this, you can keep comprehensive personal information record. That document asks you about your family support, physical and psychological health, the amount of education that you receive while inside of prison, and whether you have a place to go while you're in prison. Technically, the more means that you can demonstrate evidence in that document, the more transition time you should receive. Under the Second Chance Act, inmates are eligible to receive up to 1 year of happy outside. In the end, you sign that document, and it is sent to the state capital. That day, I assure you, is a very happy day for me, because you know your time in prison. Usually, about 2 or 3 anxiety-filled months later, your counselor calls you in to tell you, based on bed availability, if you receive any help if so, how much time? The name of the facility you work, and most important, the exact date. From that point, you start counting down the weeks, the days, and ultimately, the hours and the seconds. You will hear your name paged over the intercom. Signal, it's time to go. I've seen many guys in prison, but I have not known anyone who sleep that night. More often than not, that time is spent in prayer and thanks for a God who said the struggle makes the soul grow strong, while you stare into the black sky, waiting for that last sunrise that you will see from prison. Keep in mind, while in prison, you are always under observation and supervision, and operating under a defined schedule. Your world is a very limited amount of space. You never touch money. You wear the same set of khaki uniforms for years. You get accustomed. It's never comfortable. Sleeping on a mattress is the same. This is a tough environment. Not a place for emotional development or emotional expression. You're not even allowed to show affection to a visitor, no matter what the relationship. And 1,000 other little things you don't miss until you can't. And more importantly, when you release, 1,000 things you can do that are a basic part of being a civilized member of society that you have to remember how to do, and that it is all right to do. I've seen and experienced many things during my time in prison. I knew a man who, while in prison, committed suicide. I've known several who have died of heart attacks or found out that they had gotten cancer. For prison is far from the best place to get sick. But most men and women will survive their prison sentences and return home. Many will return to the facility being built for the state. They too have stories and experiences. All have been shaped by their time in prison. I worked as an inmate GED tutor in prison and taught continuing education courses. A 10-year GED is a requirement in prison, and continuing education courses are recommended. I mention that because my job in prison put me in contact with a lot of inmates on a personal level. As a tutor, I've taught my fellow inmates everything from their ABCs to algebra. My encouragement is always the same. Work today to change tomorrow. I've shared plans and heard stories, sometimes in whispered voices, with men too beat down by past mistakes to dream out loud. I've seen and felt the uncertainties and insecurities that many inmates, some who have served 30-year sentences, entering prison in their early 20s, have about coming home and restarting their lives. Men and women who, while in prison, have lost parents, siblings, children, and good friends. Coming back to neighborhoods and situations that have dramatically changed. But despite these changes and past mistakes, I have met men and women determined to face the world against all odds to have a positive future. That is why residential reentry centers such as this one are so important. Under the leadership of people such as Buster Snyder, VOA Chesapeake President, and Jennifer Massimino, Program Director, and with dedicated counselors like Randy Sneed and others that are in the back of the room today, this facility will be a continued place of new beginnings. This was not an easy project to make happen. Russ Snyder and his staff have had to resurrect the dream of this building through a number of unforeseen and unplanned challenges. Thank God we did not give up. Because it means that many more men and women returning to home, some whose choice would otherwise be a homeless shelter or park bench, will have a better chance to be successful when their journey is in life. Like the very bricks we build this city, VOA understands that former returning inmates have a worth and a purpose. Your presence here evidences your agreement that from an old empty building, where others might simply see decay and neglect, that with caring, faith, and knowledge, like the poetic roads that grew through a concrete street, prove nature wrong and breathe fresh air to this community, answering an Ezekiel challenge to bring life to these buildings. It represents a vision that may not change the world, but will very likely change some man or woman's world. This building will be renewed, rebuilt, and retaxed. So it is also for those who leave this building's future residents, who are also returning voters, workers, parents, and citizens of this great city and this great state. I applaud the leadership and staff of Volunteers for America, those lieutenants and cadets, and all those who work together to make this special day happen. Thank you all very much.